In Australia, we're kind of behind other places like the UK, which had a higher number of cases earlier on. So what we're going to see here, and we had the Federal Health Minister just last week, Mark Butler, say that he expected that millions of Australians would be infected by COVID as we sort of see out this winter and the last few weeks of that. And so we're going to see that big increase in cases. And based on UK data, the Actuaries Institute has modelled that they expect we'll have about 100,000 people who are going to get severe long COVID. And they consider that to be basically a serious disability. And on top of that, they expect about another 300,000 people that will get up to that also in the next 3 months, who'll have some limitations on their daily activities. And that's really concerning. And I guess the problem is in Australia at the moment, we don't have any data on long COVID that's being collected. But using that UK data, we can, the Actuaries Institute can calculate what the risk might be here. And of course, if we're going to see more disabled people in the community, that is going to lead to a higher number of insurance claims. So that might be income protection, it might be workers' compensation. Now, it's probably too early to see an increase in total and permanent disability claims because we don't know enough about long COVID at the moment. But yeah, this is a real looming health and economic burden, Joe.
So what does this mean for business?
Well, for businesses, they're of course going to see a higher level of absenteeism at a time when they're already dealing with chronic labour shortages, but they're also going to have to manage this health and economic burden as well. So they're going to have to be able to adjust to having staff who have a disability, and they're going to have to allow them to work from home and make other adjustments to accommodate them. There'll also be an increase in insurance premiums as well, the Actuaries Institute is expecting. And for workers, it's going to be really tricky because there are going to be people who fall through the cracks here. I mean, I've spoken to people who haven't been able to get workers' compensation or even make an application because they didn't get COVID at work. And unions are warning that it's going to become more difficult to prove that you got COVID at work. And they're saying that the overall number of workers' compensation claims at the moment are relatively low compared to the total number of cases. And that's because, you know, when we don't really have any public health measures in place, it's pretty tough to be able to say to your boss, well, hey, I got COVID at work, when you've caught the train to work, for example, or you might have young children who have also picked up COVID.
Yeah. And so if people want to see more on this story, have you done an online piece or can people go anywhere to see more on this, Rhianna?
Yeah, I have. Jump onto the ABC News online website. You can have a look at that. Yeah. There'll also be a TV version on the 7 p.m. news today and later on the business.
Good stuff. Rhianna Whitson reporting there from Melbourne.